What was your biggest "we need to leave now" moment? I was camping with friends at a remote site in northern Michigan when our phones suddenly lost service at the exact same time. No big deal. We'd actually planned to disconnect anyway. There were 5 of us. The first day was exactly what we needed. Hiking, swimming in the freezing lake nearby, and cooking hot dogs over an open fire. On the second evening, we were sitting around the campfire playing cards when we heard rustling from the tree line. A man emerged, maybe mid-30s, wearing hiking clothes that looked a bit too clean for someone supposedly deep in the wilderness. He introduced himself as Derek and explained he'd been hiking solo when he got lost as darkness fell. "Mind if I warm up by your fire for a bit?" he asked. Jason, always the friendly one, immediately offered him a beer and a spot on one of our logs. Something about Derek felt off from the start, the way his eyes darted around our campsite. But I brushed it off as my city paranoia. As the night progressed, Derek's questions became increasingly specific. He asked when exactly we'd arrived, how long we planned to stay, which trail we'd used, and if we'd told anyone exactly where we were camping. Each question seemed innocent enough on its own, but together they formed a pattern that made the hair on my neck stand up. When Chris mentioned we hadn't seen another human for the entire day and a half we'd been there, I watched Derek's expression shift just for a fraction of a second. But then I noticed something else strange. Derek had no backpack, no water bottle, no sleeping bag or tent strapped to his back. For someone who claimed he'd been hiking all day and gotten lost, his boots were suspiciously clean, barely a smudge of dirt on them. And despite claiming he was lost, he seemed to know the area surprisingly well, mentioning landmarks that weren't on any of the maps we'd studied. I caught Kayla's eye and tilted my head slightly toward the tree line. "I'm going to grab some more firewood," I announced casually, standing up and stretching. "Kayla, mind giving me a hand?" Once we were safely behind our tent, I whispered, "Something's not right about this guy." Kayla nodded immediately. "I know. He keeps looking at our cooler and gear. He has no supplies," I pointed out. "No backpack, no water, not even a flashlight. How is he planning to make it back to wherever he came from in the dark?" We peered through the trees back toward the campfire. Derek was showing Jason something on what looked like a small handheld radio, the kind that works without cell service. That's when it clicked. "We need to leave," I whispered urgently. "Now." We quickly formulated a plan. Returning to the campfire, I casually mentioned that a park ranger had warned us about aggressive bear activity in this exact area. They said if we spotted any signs, we should leave, and I just found fresh tracks by the stream. Derek's eyes narrowed slightly. "I didn't hear about any bear warnings."